Omni here with some more AFK Arena gameplay. Before we get into the video, go ahead and click subscribe, turn on notifications so you can stay up to date. Let me know in the comments what you think. Today we're going to be taking a second look at Baden. Finally got him up to 1-star level and also got his signature item up to level 10. So we'll take a look, do some gameplay, and let's get into the video. Take a look at Baden. Baden The Abomination actually just got to 1-star today, so level him up a little bit. Just got his signature item to level 10, which unlocks the level 10 ability. All of Baden's phantoms have their health increased by 15%. Signature item skill for the Spear of Decay. Each time a total of 4 phantom Badens disappear from the battlefield, Baden will initiate the effects of his Phantom Strike. So remember the Phantom Strike ability. We'll look right here. Phantom Strike, Baden summons a phantom behind an enemy's back that lasts for 6 seconds that proceeds to attack them. So whoever you're facing will actually turn around and fight off this phantom. Dealing 180% damage, the phantom possesses 65% of Baden's health, which with his signature item at level 10 takes it to 80% of Baden's health. So making sure you get his health up to be effective as a tank. And attack rating, but will be dealt 250% damage. Level 2, he does more damage. Level 3, health actually goes up to 75%. So again, with the signature item unlocked, goes up to 90% of the health and damage by 200. Ultimate ability, which is by far his best, summon shadowy form phantoms that possess 85% of his own health and attack rating. So again, with the signature item, that brings it up to 100% of his own health. And they use his abilities, all of his abilities except his ultimate. And on level 2, which is definitely what you want to shoot for, he summons 2 phantoms. So summoning 1 phantom off the bat with Phantom Strike, anytime 4 phantoms disappear, another one appears, as well as casting this. Spectral Onslaught is a 3-stage attack, deals 135% damage. When Baden or his phantoms use this ability, increases damage. So now your team's getting a 10% buff that can stack up to 5 times. So adding 50% damage to him. And then Spectral Surge is the last one. Baden's attack rating is increased by 3% for every phantom on the battlefield. Baden is also to mitigate 20% damage for every phantom on the field. So I know he is capped at 4, which would take him to 80% mitigation. So it increases his attack rating, increases his mitigation, and you can actually get the phantoms up everywhere. Just like with Grizzle, when the phantoms are up, if you're running Lucius can actually shield all of the phantoms. So we're going to go ahead and get him up. He is one of my last characters to hit the 221 level, which be super excited to get the Spectral Surge up. And there is his final ascension. A ton more attack, almost 5,000, 4,400 attack. Defense up a ton, 900 more defense. So we'll go ahead and level him up until we run out of our gold, which always seems to be kind of a stopping point. So level 227. We'll go ahead and equip him up, which I do have some pretty good Mythic Plus gear for him. So 1,300 defense. When you compare him to one of my regular tanks, definitely has significantly lower defense, but when you look, his dodge here is 75, fully geared, and Baden's dodge actually runs 537. So very, very heavily reluctant on dodge. So because of that, both the dodge we're looking for and the hit point increase, because that hit point increase is going to go right to our phantoms, I always do the Duran's Grace, added 58,000 hit points and dodge and a shield. Biggest problem early game that I found with Baden was he was dying a lot. So once he gets off his ultimates, he'll actually shield himself for up to 170% damage, as well as dodging, because once his summons are up, they actually focus all of their efforts on the summons and not focus on Baden. I've used him a couple times for Riz. He pulls about 20 to 25 million damage with this current setup. A lot of times, if you're running him in the front line, this is the setup you want to go for. Getting his item up as much as you can, because it raises his hit points, his attack, and his defense. which is good. If you're running him backline, he can be damage as well. In that case, I do put the Duran's Eye on him to increase his crit and his attack speed to do a ton more damage, which he does. So either role, that's why I've really liked him. I've used him a lot of times in the back line just to do DPS. I've used him as a front line for a tank. And like I said, when you're running him with Lucius, he shields them. So a lot of times I have a lot of fun, run Baden and Grezol, and I run Lucius together to shield everybody through Labyrinth or something like that. And they just actually fly right through it. So let me go ahead and put him in my team and we'll see what kind of damage he can do. Amazing getting over level 220, 37.96 million damage on Riz, as well as 148,000 healing. So pretty good damage. He was the second highest damage dealer right behind Shamira, which Shamira did have the Rosaline buff. So he usually did 22 to 25, but leveling him up past the 220 mark seems to increase his damage a truckload because almost 40 million damage is a lot for him to do. Let's go ahead and run through a couple Labyrinth battles and I'll show you his skills in action. And just like Grezol, you'll see why I love him right off the bat. If you look at Sevilla on the top right, they summoned an ad right behind him. He pulls a second ad right up behind Leica. Leica turns around and attacks the ad. Sophia did the same. And then he pulls up two more right behind Brutus where his ultimate goes off and just takes him right down. So doing a ton of damage and a ton of damage on the ads. Just distracting is the biggest thing that he can do because right off the bat, as you can see, the first hit right there on Belinda took her to almost half of her health right off the bat. And then two more summons right up top to end it with 4 full. So they do go by pretty quick. I know this isn't the hard mode yet, but as we go through it, it seems like the ads for Grezol and for Baden just make a huge difference in the game. As you can see right there, pulled up 2 ads, got his ultimate off right off the bat, pulled up 3, now has a 4th ad right behind Belinda that actually took her right down. And look at the shields that are everywhere until they finish the battle. So as you can see from his damage output and also summoning all of his ads as well as Lucius shielding them, definitely carries through the arena. It'll definitely carry through the Labyrinth. Campaign, he's been doing really, really well, and he does a truckload of damage on the guild bosses as well. So overall, Baden's definitely a hero that I would recommend building. I believe they rank him as S on the tier lists and everything else. But I've got him to 1 star so far, and I do have him pretty well geared, and he is doing a ton to carry my team. I know a lot of people don't use him. I never really hear anything about him because he is a relatively new hero, which makes him a little more difficult to get. But if you do have a chance, I would pick him up and build him because towards endgame, it seems like he is definitely going to carry, and I can't wait to get him to level 240. Thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think and if you guys are using Baden and how well he's doing. Again, thank you for watching.